And then I got this little chunky guy. Two kind of crystally pickers, and then some fines. Oh, that one stuck to my finger. I'm out here with the AU twins and the California Motherload, working the claim and trying to look for some gold, so let's see what we find today. Got my first piece of gold. Little flake. Alright, so there's a little inside bend, deep puddles. Water comes right through here. Kind of bottoms out, gets a little deeper. Then goes around this way. Got a big swirly tree, interesting shape, next to these two guys. And then I'm guessing a tree root with a bunch of moss, and then there was all this kind of drop out, so think of it like an inside bend with a riffle that is at the front end of a sluice box. So gonna sample that, dig a little bit more. It's really muddy, moss roots, that's kind of good. Really icky. Let's see what's in this pan. Dang, there's like no water flow, so not clear water. Can't set up a sluice. Kind of promising material. Quartz. Red stained quartz. In Arizona, that usually means gold for sure. Just a little bit of black sand. And I don't see any pieces of gold. Nope. Seems like the best bet is to work more on, actually, there's two little pieces of gold. Three. I'm just really blind. Actually, let me take out my phone. One piece there in the middle. Another one right in the middle. And then a really tiny piece up there that's probably not going to show. If you guys want to know the reference on how big those pieces are, here's the other pieces in the black sand, so yeah, goodbye gold. All right, I found some really fine flood gold, but I found more pieces, but they were smaller versus that last pan. It was a big piece, but a single one. So there's like an inside bend starting right here. Slab of bedrock right here, blocked by that. Little wedge, dug down to bedrock, scraped the bottom layer. Thought it'd be good. Saw kind of like a black sand layer. Found nothing, so I'm gonna go look around a little more. The quartz is getting bigger as I go upstream, so. So here's the darker stuff. Do this the easy way. Oh, a little piece of quartz. Alright, I got another speck of gold. Small, but looks kind of coarse. Started digging down here, and there's kind of like a gray clay layer with like a brown, softer layer on top. So I'm digging down and just seeing what'll happen once I get to bedrock. Okay, right there in the center of the screen is the smallest piece of gold I have found today. That was when I dug deeper and got into the gray clay layer. So it seems like the gold is where the darker clay meets the gray clay. Okay, so the upper layer had bigger rocks and a more variety of colors. So it's a little more promising than the gray clay layer I got down to. And again, this place is kind of weird, and you never know what's going to pop up. It's also hard to tell when to stop panning, because there's like no black sand. Huh. trying to go a little deeper. One little speck. One little speck. I'm not even gonna point to it. Alright, I got two interesting, decent sized flakes with the least amount of material. Digging in this kind of flood gold. So I finished digging and that little spot just kind of kept going down. No bedrock. Got a little flake. It's acting kind of bummed. And then I got this little chunky guy. It's actually a really pretty piece. Some quartz. Here's the creek. My best spot. Biggest flake was back in there. And surprisingly, just this little piece of mud right here. I'm gonna dig it a little more and see if there's anything deeper, if I can get down to bedrock. Nothing in the crevices though. Best gold's in the muddy hard pack. A lot of overgrowth. A lot of thorns. I've been stabbed. I don't even know how many times. And then we got poison oak with the thorns. So I tried using my metal detector. Too much overburden, hot rocks, mineralized soil. Gold monster not really working too much. Even though the bedrock's semi-shallow, it's not gonna get that deep in there. So I'd need a PI detector. Not enough water for the sluice. Did find this with metal detector, some really old school can.
From the Philippines. It'll fill up, so that way I can run a dredge without, you know, having to run out of water, because the water flow is so slow. I need more water, so. And instead of just digging a hole and throwing it to the side, we figured,
might as well run it.
Let's run it, because
you gotta run. If you moving dirt, you better run it. If you're moving any kind of dirt, you should always run it.
There's a chunky piece of gold right there. And the gold cube clean out, right?
Mm-hmm. The first pan out of it.
First pan, scale. And then there's a little flake over there. There's a baby picker.
It's kind of rugged.
Like a pebble.
Yeah.
It's not that small. That's the second clean out pan. It's got some personality on the shape though. Little finds. Pan number 3 on the gold cube. Found 2 kind of crystally pickers and then some finds. Oh, that one stuck to my finger.
Just don't know if I'm willing to spend another cold night in the car for that much gold.
You see?
Special thanks to the AU twins for letting me come work their gold claim. If you weren't impressed by the gold, it's more of a sampling kind of expedition because they just got it a few weeks ago. There's a lot of potential because this was all overgrown. They cleared out all of this just by hand. It used to look like that, the whole entire creek. Like you probably couldn't even see it, so.
Yep, trying to get some samples together, trying to figure out where to go exactly, and then see which way we're headed. We know there's gold here, so that's the point, to figure it out. Yep.
Remember, there's a difference between prospecting and mining. Prospecting, you see where the gold is, then you do the mining and then actually recover a decent amount.